actually work. I'm so excited. Is it working? I think it is. I think we're live.
Yay!
Hi, everybody. Let me double check on my phone just to make sure.
Yes, yes.
This is totally impromptu. I didn't advertise this. I probably should have told you guys about this, but I'm so excited because I'm with Stephanie Feld here. You guys might know her. She's literally the queen of building intensives in your private practice. Um, we last year she did this amazing summit and I got to participate. And then this year she asked me to come back and participate again. So I'm just super excited to have her here again because mainly for the traveling therapist, this is like a key thing that we talk about. Even in the portable practice method, we talk about how to scale up your practice basically so you can travel more and actually have time to see the places that you're traveling to. Because this is the problem with me, even. It's like we go somewhere like a week, 2 weeks. And if I'm bogged down and seeing 100 clients or have a million things to do, it's like I don't even get outside until like 7 p.m. or something. It's like
Right.
so this is like key to having a happy traveling therapist lifestyle is to be able to scale up and have more time and freedom, basically. And that's why you're perfect for this type of thing to talk to the traveling therapist about. So let me double check because I still haven't even looked to see if it's in the group.
To make sure it's working.
That's
Amazing.
right. Yes, it is. It is. Okay. Okay. So on top of it, I also put the link under here. This is my unique link. If you click through, you get free access to the summit. So I would love, Stephanie, if you would tell everybody what the summit is about and a little bit about intensives, and then maybe I'll just let them know what my contribution is to it.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Because I love your contribution. So I think it's super
Thank
helpful and
you.
important to talk about. A huge, huge like time saver and
Thank you.
inspiration. So the Therapy Intensive Summit, it's happening April 28th through May 1st. It's a free, I know, it's like happening soon. It's a
Wow.
free 4-day event. And I brought together 20 plus experts in the therapy space, Kim included, some other folks I'm sure you are familiar with, Megan Gunnell, Amber Lyda, Allison Perrier, Tiffany McLean. We have some really fantastic speakers, and everybody's come together to talk about this topic of what it means to create a practice and a life that you love. And so it's a huge overlap with the traveling therapist. Like you all already get this vibe,
Yes. Oh my gosh. We need
of
to
like,
scale up, make
yes,
more money. Yeah.
get creative, go outside the box. You don't have to do things the way they've always been done, like stuck in an office 5 days a week. And then, you're a shell of a person afterwards. It's like, no, there's other ways to design your practice so that you can live your life, enjoy your life, and like you said, make money so that you can work less and be out there enjoying those beautiful destinations that you have traveled to. So,
Yes, exactly.
like, how sad is it if you're like exactly what you said? If you've done all the work to get there, to set up your wherever you're staying, your Airbnb or hotel or whatever, and then you're like, I am within these four walls the majority of the time I'm here.
Yes, it's terrible. I mean, this literally happens to me, not all the time, but occasionally we'll just be somewhere for a week and I'm like, I saw nothing here, really,
Yep.
because I had a bunch of stuff going on with work or whatever. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
intensives are, first, I feel like it's important to say what they are because a lot of times therapists are like, I think I've heard of that. I think I get it. Like, is it just a long session? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So it is like a very broad topic. And I love helping therapists think about, okay, how can the work that I do that I love, that like lights me up, how can it be adapted into an intensive format? So it can look totally different depending on who you see. But in examples, you have like a concrete. The ones I love to do are like 3 days long, three
Yeah.
hours each day. And it is a package. So there's like a pre-intensive session that's 90 minutes where oftentimes I'm meeting with someone I've never met with before. Although you can do it with ongoing clients too. That can like really move things when it's felt stuck. But
Mhm.
90 minutes, you're doing an intake, you're talking about, okay, what's happening in your life? What do you want to see change? How can we work together on that? Then you have these like 3 concentrated days, or if it's, I don't know, a lot of couples like to do weekend intensives,
Yeah.
like week
Yeah.
getaways. Maybe they even want to travel to the destination where you
Oh,
are,
that's a good idea.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go to Mexico or Portugal or like wherever you all are. And I would pay to do that. That feels
Oh
very
my
like
gosh. Oh my
I have to go
gosh.
see my therapist in Europe.
Exclusive. We have to go do our couples intensive in Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Yes. And then you get to design what happens within that time frame. So whether it's
That's
three
amazing.
hours, 6 hours, multiple days, really it's just getting creative with what's already in your toolbox and the
Hmm.
person or, family or couple who's in front of you and crafting this like really custom, therapeutic, immersive experience for them.
It's amazing.
So it's like
Really
really
cool.
incredible for clients what they're getting, but it's really fun for us too because it takes us out of that like, you know, 50 minute, 50 minute, 50 minute, like, oh, and you get
Yeah.
to just exist and
Hmm.
do like the best of what you do with someone and go really, really deep. So,
That's
so
amazing.
fun, so fun to talk about. And there's therapists at the summit who are going to be sharing, across a ton of different niches and specialties and
Hmm.
modalities. This is what my intensive looks like. Um, so I think that's like a really fun place to start, to get inspiration.
And I hate to always jump to this part because I feel like it's kind of a like taboo sometimes in the therapist world, like to talk about how much money you can charge for it. But I swear, I think it was in your intensives group the other day, I saw like a testimonial and somebody was like, I'm consistently earning $1,800 per intensive that I'm doing. So
That
that's
was
per
per day. That's not
per
even per
day.
intensive. Yeah, yeah.
That's insane. Like, how long is that? Like a 3 hour, and they're charging $1,800 for a 3 hour intensive, and then times three. Basically,
Yes,
is that the model?
yes.
Whoa,
So, like, I mean, of course,
incredible.
there's a span of what you can do, but a 3 day intensive, 3 hours a day, it's that package that can be $5,000.
Yeah,
And if your income goal is to get a $10,000 month, which a lot of us would be like, yes, like
yeah,
what is that annually? That's over 6 figures. Then
yeah,
theoretically, you could be traveling and just do 3 day, like a 3 day, have a week
yeah,
off, do a 3 day, and you just
yeah.
got a 10K month.
Yeah, especially if you're living like, I mean, cost of living is much cheaper in a lot of countries, like Mexico, right? Certain parts of Mexico.
Well, that's a good
I mean,
point.
you literally could do one intensive a month and probably live pretty well somewhere, and just
That's
have
so
like,
true. I didn't even think of that.
isn't that crazy? I mean, you could literally work 3 days a month or less if you wanted to. I mean, if you're charging that kind of money, if you're like an expert in this type of intensive, because I think obviously, I mean, you know this better than I, people want to pay for the premium experience. They want to knock it out quick. They
Mm-hmm.
want to just like, let's just get this done. I don't want to be in therapy for the next year, once a week working on this stuff. So it's like, it's really appealing to a lot of people, I think. And then, like you said, go to a tropical place or whatever to go get it done. I mean,
Not a hard sell.
awesome. It's like, I would totally put this on my credit card just to knock this out,
Yes. And
you
this
know?
is okay, this is so funny because this literally happened yesterday. My
Yeah.
husband and I were ready to go to couples therapy. I
Yeah.
had a really busy day and I was just like, I wish we just had like I want an intensive because we're busy, you don't want to like go and get into a potentially like difficult conversation and then you're like, okay, I'm just back to my life. But if it was like,
Yes.
okay, I know in a month or two, we've dedicated this time to like strengthen our relationship, like it just feels like a really good investment.
Mm.
Um, and Mexico is like,
I
people
mean,
go to
why not?
Mexico for all
I mean,
kinds
it's
of
not that
reasons.
expensive to travel to Mexico. I mean, yeah.
Seriously, seriously. And then it just feels really, it
Yeah,
feels good. Like it feels
it
good for
does.
them,
Yeah.
and then it's good for us too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm thinking I should have done that. I just recently did like some art, like reached out to somebody while I was in Florida, right? Because I move all the time. So I have to
Even
like do it
Florida.
with licensed people when I'm in that state, you know how the licensure works. So yeah, I reached out to somebody because I was like, I want to try this art, like accelerated resolution therapy, but I've
Yes.
been doing week to week, and it didn't even occur to me until just right now that I probably could have just done a really great intensive on it.
Yep, yep. There are therapists who are in Florida who will do like
That's crazy.
intensives like on the
Yeah.
beach, literally, like
Oh
find
my
a
gosh.
secluded area. And it's so healing to be in nature too, not just like, no offense, but
Yeah.
not just like in our standard office or
Yeah.
virtual space. Like it
Yeah.
just even that enhances the experience so much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna have to go figure out how to do an art intensive in whatever state I'm
Yeah.
gonna be traveling to. I'm in Virginia right now. So if anybody's listening and you do art intensives in Virginia,
Yes. Well, we
oh my
have
gosh, it's so
actually,
funny.
so all year
Yeah.
round, I'm interviewing therapists about their intensives because honestly, it's just really
Oh,
fun and I love to do it.
yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
there is actually an interview that's free in the Facebook group about art intensives.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll link it to you, Kim.
All right. Seriously, hook me up.
Yes, yes. So
You guys,
can I
you guys
say,
don't know this about me, but I hate public speaking, so I'm always like trying to figure out a way to get better at it, but I still do it, but I hate it. So that's why I'm seeking art. But anyway, yeah.
oh,
Would you say,
that's
Stephanie?
smart. Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
trying.
Um, well, so can I say like what's happening the different days of the summit?
Yes. Somebody just made a comment though. I just want to see what she said. Oh, Meg McDermott Tobin. She said, I have 3 hour intensives and 10-day retreats in Ireland, but never considered 3 times 3 hours. Good, Meg. Well, maybe this will help you. And
See, it's like
Stephanie's got the free
you,
Facebook group. Yeah, go
yeah, the
ahead.
more you talk to people, you're like, oh, that's that's brilliant. Like
Yes.
that's why it's so fun to just connect with different people. And I'm like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's awesome, Meg. Well, tell us if you switch up your routine so we can see how it works. But that's pretty cool. I have 3 hour intensive 10-day retreats in Ireland. Now that's awesome.
Oh,
I could
good.
handle that 10 days in Ireland. Meg,
Yeah.
I hope you post about that in this group, by the way.
I know we want to hear about it because that sounds amazing.
Seriously, that's awesome. Okay, so what were you going to tell us, Stephanie? You wanted to share some things about intensive. Yeah,
Yeah. So
love to
about
hear
the
it.
summit, what we've been talking about so far, like therapists giving you the inside look at their intensives, that's all happening on day one.
Okay,
Day two, we're talking all about how intensives are high impact, high value. And so a
nice.
lot of that is focusing on the premium private pay rates that with intensives you have that option available to you. And so what might that look like? How do you do it? And what are the things that kind of like get in the way or make it hard for us to do that, right? Because it's a lot of times people are like, I want to
Insurance.
make that money. But then you're like, oh, well, whatever it is, that you're getting held up on. So the
Yeah,
speakers are specifically sharing, their knowledge, their personal experiences around what it's like to pivot into a more premium rate.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Love that. Love
Yep.
it. Love it. Love it. Yes.
That's day two. And then day three is all about intensives being high demand. So it's
Ooh,
all about marketing those the premium, like immersive experiences so that you can connect with your perfect fit intensive client. So everybody's going to be talking
wow.
that day um, about marketing. So, because that's one of the biggest
Yeah.
things people are like, well, I could design the greatest thing, but is anyone actually going to sign up or pay for it? And it's like, okay,
Yes.
let's talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
how do you present it or offer it to the world so that it's an easy yes for people and they're like, heck yes, I want to go to Mexico, or of course I want
Yes.
to, whatever the different
Yeah.
thing is.
And it's such a like mindset thing, right? I mean, I'm guessing that's one of what Amber, I don't know if Amber talked about that in this summit, but Amber Lyda, you guys probably know her. She is amazing with that money mindset stuff and how to switch
Yes.
into like getting paid what you're worth, switching to private pay, all that stuff. Because Stephanie and I've talked about this many times, but insurance does get in the way of you being able to bill all the way for intensive. So of course we talk about that a lot. I'm sure you have content inside of your course and everything
Yes.
around the insurance stuff, but that's a whole other thing we could go for hours about probably. But yeah, that's a mindset thing, right? It's like I've got to charge these premium rates. I got to know that I'm worth it. I've got to know that the package that I'm offering is good enough. You know, that imposter syndrome, all that stuff, I'm sure totally comes up for people. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite, so Amber is teaches that day, Anna Walker teaches that day.
Oh,
Um, but
wow.
exactly what you're talking about, one of my favorite interviews is with Allison per year, and her topic is marketing. I'm trying to think, marketing while feeling imposter syndrome, like when you don't feel,
Love it.
you know.
Yes.
So that we don't talk about that often.
Yeah.
What does that look like when that starts to like pop up? So that was a really fun
I love that.
conversation that I'm excited for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And it's free. All of them, they're all free for 24
Yeah.
hours. Of course, if you're like, listen, I'm busy or I'm going to be on a plane or whatever it is, you can always use Kim's link and upgrade to get the recordings for lifetime access.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're like, nope, I like to just take advantage of these free opportunities, they're
Mhm.
all they're all there for you. So
Yeah, I love that so much. We've got people commenting. Let's see. Hi, Chris. LPC Chris is here, and Steven. That is very real. Steven says, yeah,
right?
yeah, totally. I think we've all experienced that. I experience it every time I put a new course out.
Yes.
Membership models, like, oh, I don't want to charge too much. What if people don't want to pay it? Like, I totally go through that. And Meg says, I also struggle with intensive clients becoming into weekly clients, which I don't want, but the need is so great. And let me spring through them. But the need is so great. And if you have slipped into my weekly caseload, I don't want that. Will someone talk about how to keep it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I do one of the presentations specifically address that? Because I know you could probably give some great advice just right now to Meg, but I'm curious.
I don't know that one of the presentations talks about that specifically, but if you want, I could just say something about that
I love that because I
really
know you've
quickly.
got a model for this. So please tell Meg
Yeah,
how
yeah.
you handle
Because
that. Yeah.
I think everybody's like can feel concerned about that.
Mhm.
And so I think, after the intensive, I like to talk with people and say like, what was the most meaningful part of it? What did you enjoy the most? And a lot of times people will say, we got so much more done, or I feel like we had so much more progress. And
Yeah.
then just inviting them to continue in that format. So it could be as gentle as that, where you just say, this isn't one and done. We can, instead of doing our weekly sessions for the next 4 weeks, we could do 1 3 hour and do that like once a month and have that ongoing. Or if they're
Mhm.
like, no, I want to do intensives every single week or every other week, that's totally an option too. So it can be as gentle as just like making it available. And then other
Nice.
times people just say, this is the change that I've made in my practice. And that's something that I did when I transitioned to an intensives only practice. I said, I believe in my heart of hearts that this will bring you greater transformation. And this is the only way I want to practice. And so if
Yeah.
you're an intensive client, these are your options, and it's an intensive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it really is to say whatever frequency, we can discuss that, but I don't offer weekly sessions anymore.
Yeah.
Because ethically, I feel like I want to give the very best. And if you want to work
Yeah.
with someone who does weekly, I'll connect you with someone. But
Yeah.
this is what I do because I believe it's the, fill in the blank.
Totally.
Because I see clients get the very best, like reach their goals even more quickly.
Yeah. And I think you told me, and Meg says, thank you for this. You're welcome, Meg. I think you told me, I can't remember if it was you or if we were chatting, you told me about somebody's model that they literally set it up, right? So it's like the intake paperwork and everything is like, I am not your primary
Yep.
therapist. Your primary therapist has referred you to me to do this intensive work. And when we're finished, I'm going to refer you back to your primary therapist. So I guess that involves a lot of like networking around other therapists, letting them know that, hey, I noticed you don't specialize in EMDR. I do. I offer these really cool intensives. So if you want to send people to me, I guess this is the conversation. If you want to send people to me, I'd love
Yeah,
to do that EMDR work and then give you back your clients. So you don't lose your clients, but I can kind of do that next level with them that you're not specialized in, and then send them right back to you with the improvements. And then you can work on the rest after I'm done with you, kind of thing.
exactly. I
Yeah.
love that adjunct model. And it's like a
Yes.
win-win for everybody because usually the primary therapist is like, we're in a stuck spot or it's outside my scope or whatever it is. And then you get to have that intensive with the client, and it's very clearly defined. And
Mhm.
everybody knows, okay, after this 3-day experience, you get to like pick up the work or take this new insight, these new experiences you've had, and go back with your primary person. So whether
Oh my
you're
gosh.
doing it yourself or collaborating, um,
Yeah.
there's so many options. And honestly, my biggest referral source was therapists who were like, I have another client for you. I mean, it was on repeat because they did a certain type of
Yeah.
work where they would get to the point where this trauma, this specific type of trauma that I specialize in, always came up with their particular
Yeah.
population. And so
Yeah.
this really strong relationship. In fact, I ran into her the other day at just out and about. She was like, I have another person for you. So
My
it
God.
makes it easier for
It's like
me.
steady stream. Yeah. And
Yes,
then
like
you
marketing
have a good
wise.
working, yeah, you have a good working relationship, and you know that you're sending them back into good hands. You probably use berries, which I know we talked about. You
Yes,
use berries to kind of record your intensive that writes up this perfect little report for you. You send it instantly. If you guys don't know about berries, you know I'm obsessed with it. But berries does like these intensives. It'll record, I think, up to 2.5 hours. And Stephanie even told me sometimes I'll take a break. She'll hit record again and then do the other half with berries. Um, Send that report. You don't even have to do much work with it, or send it over to the referring clinician. You've got it all written up. You're done, like
yeah,
one and done. Like I think that is the most amazing model I've ever heard. The day you told me that, I was like, that's incredible. You don't
it's
even have to see these clients long term. I mean, it's
right. And
genius.
I think it takes pressure. There is like a mental and emotional toll,
Yeah,
of journeying with someone over the long term. And some people they love that. And for other people, we didn't even know that like a brief model would be
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
To go really deep and brief and then like
It's amazing. I love it so much.
yeah.
Meg is saying, makes sense. Oh, Meg says, see you at the summit. Yeah, we'll see you there.
So
And
fun.
I see Cheryl's here and Barbara. Hey guys, if you guys have questions, let us know. Um, did we even say what the third day was? Did we get to that? I feel like I interrupted you.
So,
Oh,
um, third day is marketing. Fourth day is
oh,
the grand finale masterclass. So
oh,
I'll be
nice.
teaching that. It's all about intensives being a simple and sustainable shift. So how they can bring more ease, more income, and more client breakthroughs.
That's awesome.
It really is like you'll see this in the group too. People are just like, I can't even believe how much more clients like they're making these realizations that you've been
Hmm.
waiting for months or years. And for whatever
Yeah,
reason, just having that like longer session to just keep on going, it's
yeah.
like these light bulbs are going off for them. You're
I
like,
love that. Oh my gosh.
I've
I
been
love
waiting for
that.
this. I've been hoping for this. I want this for them.
I
And
love it. Yeah.
the
Being trained in EMDR, like it never occurred to me many, many years ago to do an intensive, but I always wanted that. I always hated that 53-minute session with EMDR and having to like open it up and close it up like that quickly, And of course, if I didn't have somebody after, I always went over, right? Like,
right,
hey,
right.
could you stay for like another half an hour, so we could just
Yes.
keep going with it. So I just, I love this model so much. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Yeah,
It's so powerful, and I think it can be easier than you expect to set
yeah.
it up. Of course, you want to do your due diligence and make sure you have like all your systems in place, but it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be a total overhaul. So if
Yeah.
you're like busy and traveling, doing your life, seeing your clients.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a huge thing. So that's what we're going over in day 4, so that you can take kind of like all the different pieces of the summit and put it into action.
Yes. I just looked up because I realized I didn't hit record this whole time, but it's in the Facebook group, so thank God.
Right, you could
My
tell.
God. Like I just need to hit record. Okay. Yeah, so I want to tell you guys about what I contributed to the summit. I'm excited about it. So you guys know I'm obsessed with AI and using AI. So I decided I'm going to do like a sort of workbook to teach you how to use AI to walk you through designing your high intensity intensives. So I put together all these really cool prompts, and Stephanie and I, we just kind of recorded it. We went through the prompts. I show you how to do them in ChatGPT to give you like the super detailed outline to get going with your high intensity intensives. I'm excited about it. I think it was like, I don't know, like 10 prompts or something, and just really walk you through like the niche and the idea, and then how to create it, how to structure it, and then some ideas around marketing it, and then some social media ideas. So it kind of like walks you through that using ChatGPT to help you create it. Yeah.
It's so cool. Like it just gets the wheels turning. And if you're like, I don't really know how this would look, but I know I do, I don't know. The first thing that popped in my head is like, I work with anxious, perfectionistic, women and eating disorders. And you just like type that
Yeah.
in. And then it's like, here's all these ideas about what your intensive could look like. And it's just like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if you don't even know what you work with or how to niche it
Yes.
down, just use the chat GPT to help you figure out like, God, what even could I do intensives on? If you're more of a generalist or something like that. So there's so many ways to use it for this specific purpose. So I was glad to be able to contribute that and bring that training to people to give them some ideas and a workbook, a cool workbook to kind of walk you through it. Yeah.
It's so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
And I'll say, so many of the speakers contributed things similar to this, workbooks, mini trainings, um, guides to just like take what they talked about and
Mhm.
help you actually put it into practice. And so many of those are included in the all access pass. So
Love
you
it.
can upgrade and you get the lifetime access to all the videos. You get it in a podcast feed if you're like, want to do it while you're walking the dog or the dishes or by the beach or
Nice.
whatever. Um, and then, oh, I also offered, I forget because this is new this year. I
Yeah.
included my 5-day challenge to launch intensive.
Oh,
And
oh,
so
nice.
it's these
Wow.
short videos with a workbook, and you follow it, and then in 5 days you can offer your first intensive. You'll feel like you have it all kind of like, all the necessary items there. So all of that, and
Wow.
then over $1,000 worth of speaker bonuses. I know, it's so
That's
cool.
incredible. That's awesome. Yeah. So you guys, I see people watching. If you guys haven't yet, there's a link. I'll put it down in the comments. It's also in the title of this thing, but please go join. It's totally free. And like Stephanie said, you can upgrade if you want to, but if you are available, you can watch all of it within 24 hours of when they're released, like each day. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
So
check
cool.
it out.
Such
Yes.
a fun collaboration. Like, I think our therapist community is full of so many like brilliant and generous people, and this is just this is the result of that, all coming
Yes.
together. So, yeah.
Totally. Well, thanks, Stephanie, for popping in. I'm excited for you guys, and Meg. It's cool to hear that you're already doing this, and it sounds like some of you guys are doing some version of this. So I hope this gives you some more ideas how to make it more scalable, especially for you guys that are the traveling therapists. The ones that are all over the place and just need more time and freedom to be able to enjoy the places that you're traveling to. So go check it out. And what are the dates again, Stephanie? When does it actually start?
It's all going live April 28th, so that's a
Okay.
Monday through May 1st.
Nice. We got plenty of time. So
Yeah.
you can clear
Yeah.
clear your schedule if you want to try to catch it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Stephanie. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it so much.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Okay, bye everybody. We'll see you later. If you have
Yeah.
questions, pop them in here. We can tag Stephanie and she can come
Okay.
back if you watch this later on the replay. Okay. All right. Now let me see if I can figure out how to stop this video. Let's see. And